Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Thanks for joining me today. Today we've got a really cool wheel swap. We've got a Tusky 55 Belair gasser. Now this car is extremely cool. It comes painted flat black, and the graphics on this car stand out, and it looks absolutely incredible. And it's just screaming for a wheel swap. So we're going to take this apart. We're going to do a really cool wheel swap. We're going to do some details on the car, and we're going to make this look even better than it is right now. So sit back, grab your favorite adult beverage, and join in today as we do a wheel swap and some detail on this 55 Belair Tusky gasser. Let's go ahead and get started with today's wheel swap.
It's time to start the autopsy.
I've already drilled out the post, and if you want to see how to drill out the post and take this car apart, check out my how-to section on how to take apart a die-cast car. So let's go ahead and evaluate the parts. Here's the body. That looks absolutely excellent. We're not going to have to do anything to it, except do some detail and drill out the posts. Here's the interior, and that's got kind of a charcoal tint to it. That looks pretty cool. Here's the base. We're going to do that wheel swap, and here's the glass. Let's go ahead and move on. Now we're going to do some details on the car. Here I'm going to use this refill for a Molotov chrome pen. I found out that this goes a lot farther when you're trying to stretch the supplies you have. Just a couple of drops in a little cup here, and you'll be able to do all the detailing you need. This works out fantastic, and there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. I'm going to use these little makeup brushes, and I dipped it in the chrome, and we're going to go ahead and touch it to the headlights and color those in. A lot of people will take the chrome pens and they'll mush it into the cup and get a little bit of ink out of there. And like I said, I found out that using the refill goes a lot farther. Now we're going to flip the car upside down, and we're going to color in the radiator. I found that while using these little makeup brushes or even a paintbrush, it's a little easier to get to the bottom of the radiator without having to color in the rest of the car. Now you can try different ways to do this yourself. I found this the easiest for me. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to color in the master cylinder. And these are just the little details that'll make your build look that much better. That looks sweet. Now let's go ahead and get in the turn signals. I've got some Tamiya orange, and we're going to use another one of those makeup brushes. Now, the makeup brushes, I found those at Hobby Lobby when I first started buying them, and you get about 10 of them for like $5. Well, I did a little bit of research on Amazon, and for about $6, I got 500 of them. So do a little bit of shopping, a little bit of checking around. Now, if you check out my Amazon Marketplace page, I've done all the research for you, and I've got all these things highlighted, and it's there so you don't have to go around searching for products, and it will help you stay within your budget when you're going to do these hobbies. Now we're going to color in the taillights. I'll use the Tamiya red, and notice how I'm going from the inside of the car to the outside, trying to get that little triangle look. It'll take a little bit of practice, but you'll be able to master this in no time. That looks pretty good. Maybe just a little tiny little touch up there. Yeah, that looks excellent. Taillights are colored in, signal lights, and the headlights. Let's move on.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
Now we're going to do the wheel swap. Let's go ahead and pop out those old ones. Now, if you're real careful, you won't bend the axle on these things, and you'll be able to save those for future projects. Go ahead and widen your channels to where you're going to put your axles in, so it makes it a little easier to put them in. Same thing with the back. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. If you're getting anything out of these videos, go ahead, mash that like button, smash that subscribe button. It really helps me out producing content for you. Now we're going to put on these beautiful Samed wheels. Since the car is black and it looks pretty cool, we're going to go ahead and use the black rimmed wheels here. Now this axle is a little bit longer, so we're going to have to cut that down. The front axles are in pretty good shape. We won't have to cut those, but we're definitely going to have to trim up that back axle. That's approximately how much extra you got there, so you don't want to cut off that much because you're going to have some to crimp down in order for the wheel not to come off after you do your cutting. So cut just a little bit less than that, maybe about halfway. Now when you go to cut this, make sure you watch your eyes because that little piece of axle will fly across the room. Taking these little J-clip pliers, we're going to squeeze the end and squeeze it really hard to flatten out that end. Now this is just one way to do this. I also use fence pliers too. See how the end of the axle's widened out? Maybe just a little bit more. And we'll flatten that out so that wheel won't come off. Much better. And that fits absolutely perfect. Here's the base. Here's the body. Here's the interior. And here's the glass. Let's give our creation life.
Lies! Lies! Do you hear me? Give my creation life!
This is what we started with. This 55 Tusky Belair gasser. We took it apart. We detailed up the body. We did a wheel swap with those beautiful Samed wheels, and we made this car look absolutely fantastic. And as I always say, you can do this too. Don't be afraid to grab you a car from Walmart or Target or Dollar General or something. Drill it apart and have some fun with it. Now, if you don't have a bunch of wheels to swap out, you can grab a Premier car and take the wheels out of that. But give it a try. This is how I started doing the wheel swaps. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I have so much fun doing this, and doing these cars is definitely my happy place. And this is what it got to. Look how beautiful this car turned out. Just the little subtle details, coloring in the headlights and the signal lights and doing that wheel swap. The car looks absolutely fantastic, and it's something that anyone would be proud to put in their collection. Now, like I say, if you're getting anything out of these videos, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. We've got a lot more videos coming out, and if there's anything you want to see, don't hesitate to ask. But there's a lot of videos in the how-to section and a whole bunch of other videos I've done in the past. So sit back with your favorite adult beverage and do some binge watching. Again, that really helps me out. I look forward to making all kinds of videos for you here in the future. But like I say, if there's anything you want to see, please let me know. It's been a lot of fun today, and we got some other videos coming up here. We got the 4 Horsemen build coming up, and I can't wait for that one either. This video today is brought to you by Samed Wheels. Samed Wheels has a very large variety of wheels and accessories for all your die-cast needs. Check out their website and look at all the different varieties of wheels they have. The hardest decision you'll have to make is which ones you want. Sam Ed Wheels at www.samedwheels.com. Check them out today. Thank you for joining me today on Diecast Graveyard. We've got a lot more videos coming up in the future, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And thank you again for joining me here today. If there's something you'd like to see, put it in the comments. Thank you, and cheers.